Welcome to Cranky Live Sports Talk, where passion meets action.
Hey sports fans, I am Cranky, and this is the Cranky Live Sports Talk, the podcast where we dive deep into the hottest topics, the biggest games, and the most controversial moments in sports.
Whether it's football, basketball, track and field, cricket, or soccer, we've got you covered with expert analysis, insider interviews, and unfiltered opinions.
Join me as I chat with the biggest names in sports, get exclusive insights and stories you won't hear anywhere else.
Cranky Live Sports Talk is where you can hear the real talk, the hard-hitting questions, and the hottest takes.
So, if you're a true sports fanatic, you don't want to miss out, subscribe now to the Cranky Live Sports Talk on YouTube and hit that bell icon to never miss an episode.
Cranky Live Sports Talk, where sports come alive. Subscribe today.
Bless up, everyone. Bless up. I'm back. We're going to stay on track now, though. It's another hour and a half program. We're going to talk about a prospective football team, a projected team, one we believe we can put together about 26 players that I believe will get us to the World Cup. We'll win our games in the next round, which starts September. In fact, I'll share the schedule because it's an interesting one. Don't have the exact date, but it's a schedule for the legs. If you look in the third round, so we've gone through the first two rounds, and we are obviously in the last round. We have a very favorable zone: Bermuda, TNT, and Curacao. Bless up, Odell. Thanks for coming back. Even though one may say that Curacao, given that they import a lot of players. Hey, Conrad, thanks for joining. That given they have Advocate as their coach, they should be in a good position to challenge us, along with TNT with Dwight York. But if we bring in the recruits I expect us to, and if we do invest in the recruiting process, then we can supplement the team that we have, and we should be in a good place. I'm going to take out my hat this evening. I'm going to go bald. Bless up, Mr. Helm. Thanks for joining. Ty, thanks for joining. I would expect us to do well and to, I wouldn't say easily, because you don't want to get too arrogant about your ability to get to the World Cup. But there's no time like the present. We will never in the history of football, I don't think, and not in my lifetime anyway, get a better chance to get to the World Cup. Conrad says, "You want to give Simon your list, right, Cranky?" People on this list are being pursued, actually. I know that for a fact. Some are being pursued, and some are going to be coming. I won't say who are where, bless up Tripoli, but I do believe that some are being pursued and some should be pursued. I think, look, here's what I think. I think the coach came to this job, thought it was a walkover, thought this was an easy place to be, and got a wake-up call. Now, he did because he was not prepared. He did because he may have the arrogance to think this is CONCACAF, they don't know how to play football. I'm from England, and we have a bunch of English-based players, some I'm familiar with. They should easily run through this region and do well. That hasn't worked that way. Right? That has not worked that way. So I would expect for him to realize, and he's realized it, and he's been doing some recruiting, right? Because he's closed a few deals, so we got to give him that credit. But he has to realize that, as he said, actually, the world is catching up because people got to remember, Morocco made the semifinal of the World Cup. So the world is catching up on some of the more industrialized nations. They're not there yet. They still have a long way to go. But they're closing the gap in some way, shape, or form. And FIFA, which is made up of over 200 countries, is also trying to find a way to close the gap by investing more in some of these countries. And that will enable those countries to improve in a lot of different areas. Now, the one region which is not improving is the Caribbean. Seriously. If you look across Asia, you look across Africa and other regions, if you look at where Japan was, where we were in 98 when we beat them 3-1, it's night and day, like night and day. What they have done is invest in coaching. They invest in youth. If you look, most of the Jamaica concept of high school being the main area to generate talent and bring talent through is what Japan actually does. As I mentioned yesterday, I was listening to a program where Tottenham just bought a Japanese player for $5 million that played about 77, 80-something games, about 20 years old in the J League. And he didn't go to university, which is interesting. People think it was a big deal. Because most of those players go to high school, then university, then go J League Pro. Right? But if you look at Japan, when they play us more recently, when we played in practice game, night and day, they have much more money than we do, but they probably have much better leadership than we do. Not because you have more money, I mean you have to have more leadership, right? So that's part of the problem that we face as a country, is that we're getting left more and more behind. And you hear me talk about the region where they have 3/4 of the votes in CONCACAF, the Caribbean, but you look at the power structure in the region, why they have limited or no power. Why is the football not improving in the Caribbean, but it's improving in other places? I shouldn't say not improving. There's some countries that are doing better, right? Like Dominican Republic, but the more English-speaking countries are not doing well. Trinidad, Jamaica, who were the leads at one point, seem to be falling behind or falling back. They've been caught up by other countries, or they're just not competing with the bigger teams in the region. And if Jamaica didn't have the diaspora to call up on, which they push back on, I don't think we'd be anywhere. Now, some people say that's not true. We made 2 Gold Cup finals with a lot of local players, and that's true. And a number of local players are playing overseas. But I think that the coaching on the island has to get better. The administration has to get better. And overall, things need to get better. So let me jump into what I plan to talk about, which is, I believe, sincerely, and I've been saying this from day one, that we're making the World Cup. Part of what we're making the World Cup is, I think we'll have the players, either, not all the ones that I have on this list that I'm going to put up, but we'll get some of them who will get us over the top and allow us to compete. As I said earlier in the previous show, every year in this time of the year or in January in club football, there is so much conversation about transfers with the same coaches in place, people. And the reason why people get excited is you get new talent on board. And when you get new talent on board, you expect that top talent to supplement what you have, to replace some of what you have, and to allow you to compete better. So look at Man U this summer bought Cunha, gonna buy Mboima, and gonna buy some other players. All of a sudden, they're gonna get better, which is how I'm seeing this. And no one is talking about, well, they gotta come in, they gotta blend, they gotta join, blah, blah, blah. They're footballers, they're pros. They'll adapt to a system. And right now, we don't even have a system, so they have anything to adapt to. We just throw the ball out and roll it and play. So it's a free-for-all. And international football is more around the quality of the players. I call it a pickup team or all-star team, because you don't get much time to implement your system and your style of play, even though you can do so over a period of time. And we thought by now the coach would have done this, right? We thought he came in, he's going to play position football. He couldn't do it in one window, but we thought he would do it in multiple windows. And a period of time, he'd have a core set of players, and then all he had to do was blend in the ones who join up. That hasn't happened. Dre said, hey, so Cranky, what if we keep the coach? You still backing us to make the World Cup? Yes. I said this before, Dre. We make the World Cup despite the coach, not because of the coach. No. So let me put up the list that I have. Now, this list, a number of players on this list have not been recruited yet. So the list is a combination of this. There are players who are part of the squad. There are players whose papers have been processed. There are players here who we have not recruited yet. I'm not going to say which are which, because I promised my sources who give me names that I would not do that. But I didn't promise them, but I'm not going to do that because they told me in confidence. So what we'll do is go through the list of each player, talk about their strengths and weaknesses. I thought Ketterer was going to join me to give me his list. So let me put this list up. So obviously, there are goalkeepers and defenders, there are midfielders, and there are forwards. And my list will have more than 2 midfielders, unlike the coach. Bless up, Flo. Thanks for joining back. And people, as you come in, see, that's me I talk about it now. We have 97 people and 54 likes. I'm sure I put the poll up to get the likes up. So people just come in and just skip the poll and just go at them business, right? Yeah, the ones not recruited yet is not a ton, actually. In fact, I don't think I have more than, let me see, one. I have a few up there that's not recruited yet. But it's not a ton. It's not a ton. It's evening, so I'll show you my list. So here's my list, people. Here's my list. Can you see that list clearly? See my list? It's a nice, beautiful list, isn't it? Nice, beautiful list. Meaning the picture, the optical viewing, it looks good. Let me know if you don't think it looks good. Okay, let me take time to put it together. So I have Flash's list of 26. Oh, your starters. All right, we'll come back to this, Flash. We'll come back to this. We said it come up with 26, Flash. We'll come up with 26, Flash. So this is my 26 people. Tell me if you like my 26. Some of them have not been recruited yet. Let me see. One. Let me just see something. Not been recruited yet. One. Not all their paper. I'm saying not recruited yet, meaning we're going to just start having conversation. Or we have had conversation. But they should be pursued. And I know some of them have been pursued. So 1, 2. It's about 3, actually, of the numbers there in the 26. And then what I have outside the 26 is what I call honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. So we have 26 goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, forwards, and then honorable mentions are people who may have been in the current squad, and I don't think will be in the squad going forward. And by the way, I forgot a name actually to put up here who's honorable mention, but I think he's going to be out of the squad anyway, is Katie Palmer. It says keep dreaming. I'm not dreaming. No, I left Lati in midfield because he can go defense. I already have 8 defenders, so I didn't want to put another one there, but Lati can go in the place. I want to balance the team out. I have 7, 8, because defense has 4 people. Midfield normally has 3 and forward 3, so I want to balance it out. But Lati has to be in my squad someplace. Cephas is honorable mention. Where's Cephas? I didn't put him in there. Cephas is out. Cephas is out. Palmer is out. That's my list. That's my list, people. No Cephas, no Palmer. They're not even in my squad. Palmer should be banned. No, we're not banning him. We just not put him in the list. And you notice that I have 7 midfielders and he's not in the list. No Corey Adai. So Corey Adai is being pursued. I'll just say that. So Mr. Galaxy have information. He probably may be, but I didn't put him there because I'm comfortable with my goalkeepers. This is my list, so I'm comfortable with my goalkeepers. But yeah, he could be at it, but he won't be the starter when he comes. So to me, unless Blake get injured, it doesn't really matter, right? But you're right about Mr. Galaxy. He's a possibility. He played for Stockford. He's a possibility. I had covered, you know what? I had another list. So I had some potential people here, and I didn't make this list because I couldn't fit on the list. So there were what I call cover Tyreece Hall. There are about 3 or 4 people I have on another list, which is not here. No, Lloyd's not going to come out. Lloyd's going to be there. Lloyd's going to be there. Louis Baker's situation appears to be messy. Shot a strike at one point. We got information that he was far along. You get subsequent information that it's not a good situation. That's what I put. Richard Samuel says temperature will not be here. Okay, that's Richard Samuel's perspective. No Travante. Well, we haven't seen Travante Stewart in forever. So we think we're going to see no J. Russ. It's even worse now. we get more people. So Lloyd Kelly is at Juventus and Rico Henry is at Brentford. By the way, people, all the ones I've added to my team, apart from the ones we know already, if you look at the list, it's Premier League players, right? So let's look at the list. I added Lloyd Kelly, Premier League. Max Aaron played Premier League, now in La Liga. Rico Henry, Premier League. Tyreek Mitchell, Premier League. We're not putting anybody in here who's League One or XYZ in terms of making the 23. Dwight McNeil, Premier League. Cameron Archer, Premier League. You notice the theme there, right? We're going for top tier talent because we're trying to win. We're not trying to compete and be close. We're trying to differentiate ourselves. So we're not going for no partial talent. We're going for our people who, you know what, got potential. We're going for ready-made, tested, tried. We know the quality. Now, he's going to be on the list. He's going to be recovered fully, so he's going to be on the list. Antonio will be there. I can't tell you that Triple E. I just said I was going to say that Triple E. As I said before, there's about 3 or 4 in the list who have 1, 2, 3 in the list not going to the process yet, but will probably go to the process at some point. So maybe 3 of these won't come by September, but they should come by. If it works the way I expect it to, it should come within the period. Can't tell the Triple E, can't tell you. Tell the man I'm not call out on name of who. So, but I know at least 5 going through the process now. I'll put it that way. How about that? But I think the coach also realized, look, I think what everyone don't seem to think, don't understand, and we can talk about each of these players if you guys want to do it that way. But what people don't seem to realize is this. When fire lit under your tail, you got to do something about it, right? When fire lit under your tail, you have to do something about it. And when you fail, you can do one of 2 things. You can recoil and go in your corner, or you can come out all guns blazing. Karamatera, he came to us. He left us. He probably will come back to us. I think he wants to. No Hutchinson and Jonathan Rowe are waiting for England. They're in England at 21 right now. They're in the final this weekend. They're thinking England, actually. That's why I didn't put them here. If I put somebody here, there's a possibility of getting them. I'm not putting anybody here who are not reachable or who have turned us down and said they're not coming, right? If I put them there, that means they're reachable. No, Cephas has been put in the bin, and Palmer and Cephas are in the same place. None on my honorable list. Yeah, I know it sounds terrible, but I just don't see it. Can't have the man making the same mistakes over and over again, doing the same thing over and again. Gotta go. No Brown. Brown didn't make my list. Look at that forward line. You think Brown can get in this forward line? In terms of center forward, I have 2 center forward there. You know, it's Cameron Archer and Mikel Antonio. We only have 26 people. Brown doesn't make my. You know what? Brown probably should make the honorable mention actually. So, but it's my list. So you guys can tell me your list. It's only 26. Cataract's coming with 30 something. He told me. Bless up 1-1. It's my list, people. If you know what I mean, Brown did well, but it's different levels now. It's different levels. Cranky Omari is still not totally committed to England. Well, I don't know that, Claudine. All I know is that he seems happy. He looks happy. And he's running out of time. Because it's going to be hard for him to get into this team given the way this is going. I'm telling you. Some people who believe that their game's going to be sure are going to be in for a shock. Look at the list I have up here, people. You imagine we get all these individuals in this list. Some people are not coming back in. I don't have Bella or Gregley in my list. You notice that? The current 2 left backs I have, they're not in my list. Right? You notice that? Amari Bell and Gregley are not in my list. I don't even want to have the longest honorable mention list that then is just not saying much, right? I have 26 plus 8. That's 34. It's a lot of people. Yeah, and I think if I get that correctly, The coach now realized that, you know what? It's for real. We failed miserably in the Gold Cup. Something got to change. And the JFF also need to go help recruit these players. This shouldn't be just the coach and those people who are doing it now. Got to be all people on board. They should be getting the Prime Minister involved and Bob's Grange involved. They should get Pika involved. They got to come up with all the stuff to get this process and get it done. This is an emergency, and it needs emergency treatment, an emergency response. Well, sometimes you recruit yourself out of a job. Sometimes you recruit yourself out of a job. That happens. Right? I have to have him in there because he's going to be in there. Doesn't mean he's going to start. And I can put up my starting level. But I understand, but you want to have some, if you're the administrators, Jason Gunnar, you got to be part of the process and part of the solution, not part of the problem. That makes a point, actually. If we get Lloyd Kelly, there's competition for places in the back four between Oldgate, Kelly, Pinnock, and Lowe. So I try to make it balanced. I have 4 central defenders and 2 right back, 2 left back. Now Lambakisa may lose his place because, frankly, I had him out at one point. I put him back in, but you could put Dexter here. You could put Joey Latiboy there at right back, along with Max Aarons. Dexter doesn't have a place. Exactly, Tito. We need to do better, right? We need to do better. We need to do better. And we can, by the way, we can, if people come together and understand that this is a once-in-a-lifetime event, once-in-a-lifetime dream, and not only get to the World Cup, people, we want to make a little bit of noise when we get there, right? We just want to go there, go attend, because it looks good and in bright lights. I'm sure these players who they get in, I have Ravel in my team because Ravel should be in my team. Ravel should be in the team. We don't have a midfielder better than Ravel. Even now, we don't have a midfielder better than Ravel. So whether we go get him trained and get him up to speed and and do whatever he needs to do, even playing in the 3rd division, he's still better than the midfielders we have. I don't see Bernard over Low. I don't think that is. I really don't see Bernard over Low. I'll be honest. I don't see Bernard over Low. But they're interchangeable to me. They're interchangeable. I don't know about Thierry Smalls. I've heard some other names, like Keenan Davis, for example, who is starting in Italy at center forward. He's another name that has come up in discussion. So I'm trying to give you all the names that I've heard of. Right? Smith Rowe is cap-tied. Reese Nelson, I don't think he's working on this. I've heard anything about Reese. No, Smith Rowe is cap-tied. He can't, unless FIFA changed the rule to 22, which they were trying to do. Smith Rowe cannot. We can't pursue Smith Rowe. He's cap-tied. Joel Latibadir is covering, as we do now, actually. We don't have a true 6 anyplace. I think cover is young. His potential, but he's young. I didn't see him coming here. Ravel can also cover for Hayden, even though he's more offensive than defensive. But Lati and Ravel can cover. And Ravel has the flexibility to play anywhere, frankly. Nah, Lati's not done. You haven't been watching the football good, Andrew. Trust me. I think Lati was one of our better players in the last Gold Cup. One of our better players. Nah, he's cap-tied, Jay. What people don't realize that he was playing at 22, not 21. Some of those games. So I went to it with somebody so we spent a lot of time. I spoke to like 3 or 4 persons. We went to the rule, we checked the rule, we checked whatever. And then what we didn't realize was one time he played, he was actually not 21. So he's cap-tied. And I have it here, it's cap-tied. We were going back and forth on this. It says you got to play up to 3 games by the time you're 21. Went through all the rules numerous times. And then even the person who thought he was sure, he was wrong. He's cap-tied. Gangster says, King Bernard over Holgate and Lowe. None of them can make one. I don't agree. I watch Bernard. I have a long conversation with Bernard. No, it's not about which game was a friendly. I'm telling you, he's cap-tied. He's a trust me, he's cap-tied. I'm telling you, he's cap-tied. I know everybody's been checking on ESR, but he's cap-tied. You know what? I should look it up because I have the information here. He's cap-tied. ESR, we went back and forth about ESR for a while. I know you guys think you have it covered, but trust me. ESR is cap-tied, and we will not be seeing him in Jamaica colors. There was something about the possibility of FIFA changing its rules to 22 versus 21. That has not materialized, so I don't think we're going to see Smith Rowe. I'm trying to find information here that talks to that. But let's think about this team, though. You guys think this squad, if it's this squad or something similar, is good enough to get us there, regardless of what Curacao does, or what Trinidad does, or what Bermuda does? You guys believe this squad is good enough? Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna get a CDM from Odell. We can't make one. No, yeah, we can't make a CDM. We can't make one. You have to live with Lati or Bobby Reed, actually. Somebody who's aggressive and can space out the field, put it back four and start the game. We don't have that. But I think this squad, if we can get it together, like I said before, half the ones that are new on the list are being pursued. And the other ones I know I don't know, but I expect them to be pursued. I know about that one. Good night. Good night. There's a lot of noise in the background. Hello.
Yeah, Cranky, big up yourself. I'm driving right now.
Wait, Jay. Jay. You always I drive. Yeah, driver. Yeah, drive.
It's my business. It's my business. I'm in the transportation.
Oh, you're just okay. Every time you see, even I do video, you see I drive. All right.
I gotta send you my business card.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Okay.
All right. So, I like your squad. Actually, it's a nice deep squad. It's more balanced than the recent squad. Then when we say, the JFF put out actually. Couple things though. Casey Palmer, yes, it should be there somewhere in your list. Louis Baker should be there somewhere in your list though.
Have you heard about Louis' situation?
I haven't heard the latest on it. No. I'm not up to
it. Well, it was going gangbusters, as you know, and it seemed like it crashed. I haven't heard anything lately.
Okay.
Yeah. It was going gangbusters. It looked like it was more definite than anybody else. All of a sudden, it's silent.
Yeah, because at one point we get excited because a player that been an ask for years now. So
yeah,
but they get excited in a month or two ago, and then me it just quiet down. So there's something that you know more of than me because we just leave it at the excitement. I just think that it's just a delay because PICA and processing, but all documents are in and ready to be processed. That's why I'm saying they get named into the Gold Cup provisional 60 because it was just
exactly. That's why he was naming the 60 because it was going so well. They expect to be done, and you just hear silence, don't it? It's like crickets.
I also you have a very experienced squad. I see no youngsters in your squad. What about the two youngsters right now the Gold Cup?
No, I have Malik. I have Madison and Tyreece Campbell on my squad. What talk about, man?
Them man, they're 21. I talk about youngsters. What about
I have Janier Johnson in there.
Oh, I never said that.
Midfield, but I didn't have Tyreece for based on what I'm sort of hearing. Put it that way.
Okay, so
but he's a potential, but yeah.
Yeah, he might look for the future.
Yeah. But John's not having there because, by the way, people, you give kind of CDM. Johnson's a CDM. That's why I have him in there, actually. I forgot about that. Johnson's a CDM. That's why I have Johnson in there. He's 18, but he's a CDM. And he plays for, it should be in the Ajax first team this year, actually, I think, coming up.
Very promising youngster, bright future, captain. I see him captain in the one of the youth team them for Netherlands too.
Yeah. He plays for the under-21. He's a really good player.
Highly
So
rated.
we should be pursuing him with a sense of vigor. Right? We had him we had naming he's supposed to go to the Unity Cup. That didn't work out for some reason I won't mention. But we should be pursuing with some vigor. So he could be the backup CDM, actually. And we also need that youngster in the squad. So between him, I have a few youngsters there,
You see this thing funny though, you know, that you say backup CDM, you know, because I remember a couple years ago, you know, when they get excited when we say Ravel and Tyreece McGee in the same squad, I would say yes. This Tyreece McGee, if Ravel can bring him on their wings and groom him to be the future Cam, like him understudy and teach him certain things, and you know, pick him on their wings and just groom him up to be the next coming.
Right. Yeah.
But that just fall flat on the face and like one player.
Because we have inconsistency in team selection, so you wouldn't have those two players in the team at the same time most of the time, right?
I don't know, man. Paula was the one. Yeah, I think it was Paula's squad. The two of them today in the squad at the same time. I think that's what it was. And then that fall off. So it's just funny that just bring me back right there. So now I think about Hayden and Janira Johnson. That would be a good understudy for have two of them in the squad at the same time too.
Yeah. That work out well. Yeah.
Because you know, Hayden is not, as we see, and as we see over the years, he's not a durable player. So it's always good to have somebody next in line. Like,
he was durable until he tore up his ACL, right? He was durable then. He played a lot for Newcastle, a lot.
Yeah, and then
he had a bad injury, and he was out for over a year, and he hasn't been the same player, but he's good enough for us.
Yeah, and then he gets some 6-month loans and recall here and there, and all over the place.
It's because Newcastle has moved on, and he had a long-term contract. So I think he's in his final year of his contract.
Yeah, that's probably why he went back to England to sort out his contract and whatever. About stomach virus.
I thought you say he got injured. I thought he was had a virus. What do you mean?
Yeah, man, some stomach virus, man. Yeah, man, you know them. You know that's going.
A contract virus.
Contract virus.
Yeah.
Secure future.
Yeah, and we shouldn't be mad at that, right?
No,
you gotta live. You can't be mad at that.
And the long-term goal is the World Cup. That's the excuse that we've been hearing. So that's the goal. That's the aim. That's what the coach get hired for. So if you need to use a makeshift team, a Gold Cup, and leave out the two most important midfielders, them one for go start out club, and the next one with the stomach virus to go start out contract. Because I believe that's why I'm leave Ravel. Ravel need to find a club so that team can pick him in the World Cup come September.
I heard he and Ravel had some issues. That's what I heard.
Yeah, me hear that too.
Yeah. And we're not surprised knowing Ravel.
But now look on the brighter side, you know. Now look on the upside. Now look on the glass half empty. Now look on it half full. So me I said that's the reason. Let's hope so with a finger crossed. Me I said that is the reason for Ravel go start out a club and get it in a League One club. Him can't find an excuse because that would be a month of football before the World Cup qualifiers start in September.
He keeps saying he knows Ravel. I don't even know what that means, right? I know Ravel. Well, why are you picking him? You think he's not good enough? Then he came up with his excuse, which didn't work because there are other people who were in the same situation who got treated differently.
You know, 2 press conference, my God. The first one, introduction press conference. And the man tell we excitement, get we excited and get the fan base. I'm going to clip it and go post it on Instagram. I ask him about the recruitment and all the big name players and all that. And talk about Gibbs White before Gibbs White get him first call for England. Talk about all of that and him said, no, the players very well, great players, talented players, And the only man that come in is Isaac Hayden, and him can't even get full credit for the recruitment of Isaac Hayden either. That's the
well, no, I mean, he closed the deal, though. He closed the deal, but he can't get credit for the recruitment.
Yeah, him can't get credit for that.
Yeah. No, he closed the deal, but he wasn't the one who was doing the work for 4 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah, man. So I'm glad you like the squad because I think it's a decent squad.
yeah, like I said, just two there. You clear that up. Baker, Casey Palmer. I think Casey Palmer still because of the pedigree and the name and where I'm coming from and how coach always are using him and squad them. I know him had two very glaring mistakes in the last match, and that's what we're gonna remember him by. And Jamaica crowd, very, very hard to they call it hard to forget. Forgive.
Let me just say some people. There are gonna be some surprises omission from the squad. You just think about it. Even if you say, you know what, Cranky, you're too optimistic with your squad. If you look at who I left out, there's no Cephas here. There's no Palmer here. There are more players. It's going to be still some surprises.
Well,
people. Yeah.
You left out Cephas?
Yep. Cephas and Palmer out.
Well, Cranky, you look at it.
Look on my forward line. Who am I play over?
Would I never expect you to leave out?
No. Tell me when the forward line is going to play over. That's what we're talking about.
No, I'm up on the phone with the So name your forward them here.
So I have Bailey, Gray, Michael Antonio, Greenwood, Archer, Campbell, Mothersill.
Oh, yeah.
Some people are going to be shocked that they will not be in this. I'm telling you, people. And some of these people are gettable. Yeah? 3 strikers, 4 wingers. Who the 3 strikers? The strikers are I only have 2 strikers. I have you could have 3. I have Michael Antonio and Cameron Archer who are strikers. And I can play Greenwood in there if I need to. Okay, yeah, you're right. And then Greenwood would actually play the right wing. Lead the line. Yeah. And Greenwood can play the right wing. They have either Bailey or Gray on bench, you know. Go bench Bailey. Say, either Bailey or Gray a bench. One of them a bench. One of them have a bench. Can you imagine if so for example, Archer's been recruited, right? If Archer get up to the line, you think about it. Is Archer gonna be benching or is Antonio gonna be benching? It's gonna be Antonio. Yeah, depends if he's fit or not, right? The coach love him. And what if remember it's a month or a season I gonna go on by the time the qualifier come on. What if Tyreece hit the ground running in the championship? Exactly. Because he have the potential, you know. We see what him do and how easy make it look in a League One, in the games them when play consistently. So we see him have the potential, so that can translate into championship because pretty much half them team them play last season already. Yeah. The League Cup and the Carabao Cup and the League Cup and things. So I feel him growing that. Yeah, all the players I have here are achievable in terms of recruiting, and they all won't come for September. Let me just be clear on that. But some will come for September. It's achievable. It'll be a very good squad. It'll be a competitive squad. It'll be probably what squad that can compete with most teams in the region. If we have a good coach. Even if we don't have a good coach, given the zone we have gotten, which is a very gettable zone, a zone we can do well in, we should get to the World Cup. Even with Curacao recruiting everybody and their mom from the Dutch League. Key thing you say, with the players they were recruiting, the squad has to be improved. Mr. Light Kelly is a name we've been hearing a long time, couple years, not at least 3 years now, we've been hearing that name there. And they got overseas a player. When did they? Syria or something? He's at Syria now. He was at Bournemouth and Newcastle in Syria, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's very, very big upgrade that would be in the defensive line. But the thing is, they're coming in and playing the first game in CONCACAF. He won't be here for September. But he will be for September. Some of these names I have on the list is to prompt some people. It's to prompt some people to go get the peel of them because they're gettable. I don't have nobody in here who are not gettable. Apart from maybe only one may be challenging. I think all the rest of them are gettable. Yeah. So the names them where you have, some of them haven't even started the process. No, some haven't started the process. Yeah. So I have about 10 names here. 5 of them have started the process. But not even start. Some of them are way ahead in that process. We know they were. Yeah, but me and you know that all of them names the way you have there, so we contact them somewhere, some shape or form. We contact them. Somewhere, either we contact them or we're gonna contact them. One of the two. We contact all of them names the way you have this. Well, a couple were contacted, but them say they want to be from England. but things are changing, right? So
Yeah.
So it's
All
not,
right,
it's
I
not
like the
yeah, man.
squad still.
Yeah,
Just
man.
3 player them.
Yeah, stay safe on the road.
Yeah, man. Reach home, you know, man. May I take in the show.
All right, cool. All right.
Later.
All right, people. So you can tell me, you can give me your list if you have a different list from my list, because I love my list. Now, I know some people are going to say, where is Cephas and where is Palmer? They're not on my list, people. I told you, some people have to go. In fact, honorable mention are not also in the 26. That's 26, you know. And we still have 8 here that are out, and the other 2, that's 10. And it's more than 10, because we don't have no Brandon cover here either. We don't have no Tyreece Hall here. And we had a 60-man Gold Cup squad. Now, a lot of that were JPL players were not here. But as I said, half the 10 or so that I have here who are not in the current squad are going through the process. Another half, I expect them to be engaged and to, at some point, go through the process too. Good night.
Yes, Cranky, I can't help it. I'm going to call you because I haven't been able.
954. I'm going say you know 954. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I haven't been able to give you a bop in the head in a long time.
What happened? You hurt your hand?
No, been busy.
You're too busy. You're too busy to watch my show. But I understand that, Clary. Because let me know you're Clary. Okay, I think that Clary. You're too busy to watch my show.
Yes, because you've been annoying.
In terms of what? Telling the truth?
Cranky, I've been the one that has been trying to keep you grounded in a long time. You have not had anyone to give it to you. Cranky, you were the guy who was talking about Cephas and making my blood pressure go up. The last game, thank God I went to work. I made money and not waste my time to watch that disaster.
Well, you know what I do? I give credit when credit is due, but I also take away credit when it's not due. So,
Cranky, I have been telling you how many months that Cephas is a deer in the headlights.
Yes, he is. I can't argue that one.
He is the no IQ, no football IQ, and you kept telling me about the bloody Cephas.
I told you about the speed, and the speed is there, but the speed have no control. Then
speed kills.
Speed, yes, and it's been killing him.
Frankie, you've been telling me about, and at one point, I even came over a little bit. I said to you, I will take Dixon a little because at least he was getting something from Clarendon College. But Cephas, and boy, did he show you.
Yes, he did show me that he shouldn't be out. He shouldn't be in my team, so he's not in my team. He showed me enough to realize he's got to go. Yes.
I like your team. I like your dream squad. I've got a problem with you and Dishon Bernard. I don't know why he's an honorable mention.
Who's he going to play over in the defense? So we have 4 center backs.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky, but I still don't think he deserves just honorable mention.
Well, I mean,
the guy's good.
Okay, if Lloyd Kelly come in, Lloyd Kelly's much better, right? We agree on that. He's starting for Juventus.
Yeah, I got to give you that.
Pinnock is better. So then between Holgate and Lowe.
I would take Dishon. I'll take Dishon over Damien.
Okay, I'm not gonna fight that. I think they're similar players, though.
Kind of, but Dishon is ceiling is better. I'm serious.
He's younger, he's younger, but we were talking about now, right? I don't think he's better right now. You think he's better right now?
But his ceiling is better.
Yeah, no, I can't see ceiling is not better.
You know, so I would take Dishon over that, and I thank God you didn't put King there.
I have him as honorable mention.
But Cranky, you know something.
So
I'm trying to give you a little bit of grace, but you're not taking it.
No, I know I'm saying he's in the 26. He's in the honorable mention. He's been mentioned. He's not in the. Cephas is not even in honorable mention. Cephas is not even around He's not even he's not even
For the
34.
fact-
He's not
But you
even
know
30.
something, Cranky, for the fights you and I have had over CFAS, you know you're really, 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 really.
I'm ruthless. That's what I am. I'm ruthless. I'm like Pep Guardiola. So he got rid of De
But you
Bruyne.
know,
I got rid of Cephas, yes. I've had it.
Cranky, I still believe it's not totally gone, and I sincerely hope that occasionally some form of sanity will, hit stupid JFF, and somebody, recruiters, still please reach out to Omari. It's not 100% gone. And I believe he is Ravel's replacement, just like I say Bailey Kadamatari is Mikel Antonio's replacement. They play similar football, similar style. And I don't think we need to lose these two guys.
So Bailey, I think, is gettable. Calamarti, I don't think Hutchinson at the moment is. I think Hutchinson and Jonathan Rowe are having too much fun with England under 21. They're in the final of the Euro.
The thing is, Cranky, what you should know about Omari is this. This is a guy who invested a lot in Jamaica. He was our biggest recruiter. You look at Tyreece and all of these Radkin, Splat, and all of these guys. Who asked them who told you about trying out for Jamaica? They'll tell you Omari. He has been flying the flag high with a lot of the guys in the locker room that has Jamaican connection. That's why I am not 100% sold that he's gone. Yes, he was very, very offended, and you guys have Merrin Garden to thank for that one. He was rude. He was beyond rude to the guy.
Okay.
Omari was really Omari's treatment from Jamaica was awful.
That's why I don't think he's coming back.
Awful.
So why you then say he's going to come back if he got... Because he was treated horribly, yes. So why do you think he would even consider coming back?
Because even then, he was still flying the flag.
Okay.
That's why I still think he's not totally gone.
Well, I think he's going to come on board.
And I think he's Ravel's replacement, just as I think Bailey Kadamatari is Antonio's replacement.
Yeah, Bailey went back to England because of what Hogrims had told him, right?
Yeah, he told him that he was not going to give him
game time.
He was just going to have him sit on the bench.
And he didn't understand how he was sitting on the bench and Cephas was Whisper was getting game time. So that was part of the issue. He was doing a comparison between himself and Whisper, who had no professional experience, and his challenge was, but you're going to put me on the bench, but you're playing Whisper. That's not fair. Which we've all talked about in terms of the discrimination that takes place.
His people actually looked at him and asked, "What? You're going to sit on the bench to someone who you actually highlight?"
Yeah.
He left.
Plus, he went through a lot of trouble to get his papers in the first place, right? He went through a lot of trouble to get his papers. He wasn't a standard go get it. My dad, my mom is this. He went through a lot of trouble. So
I heard it was awful.
He spent a lot of money. He did a
lot of stuff that I wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have either. He spent a lot of money and a lot of stuff to get his papers. And then to be treated that way, it didn't land well with him. So I think he's gettable. If you go through all that trouble, that means it's something that you want to do. And we know what happened with his dad in England too. So he's still gettable, I think. That's
one of the reasons why I still think that we should have been reaching out to these. But he was never called after that, Cranky.
Well, because he went back to England and they had called him in the under 18.
They did not reach out to these. That's the problem with Jamaica. We don't reach out to our people.
But it's more than that, right? The JFF don't want to reach out to anyone because they don't want them to come into the squad because they want to keep the JPL players and give them opportunity. That's a fact. The JFF don't recruit, deliberately. It's not like they...
There are people, let me put it this way, there are people undercover, diaspora people who has been reaching out to these people's family members.
Yeah. A lot to do. Even Jed Spence reached out to, and Jed says waiting for England. But I don't even have Jet
retry.
Spence here, people, because Jet says waiting for England, so we didn't put him in here.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I was going to ask you
somebody
about
I know
that,
I spoke to who spoke to his mom. Yeah.
But the last talk I did before getting busy, I was told that Omari was in two minds. But the problem is this: why I keep saying it. People reach out. People go on their Instagram pages, still treat them like they are Jamaicans. Reach out. Trust me, it works.
I hear you.
So,
well,
yes, Cranky, I had to give you a tweak. I couldn't let the Cephas thing go.
But I took him out my team. You should be crediting me for taking him out my entire 34-man squad.
We should not have had to have a fight over that player in the first place.
Fine. It's like me and you and Antonio. The same thing. Even Antonio not playing well. See, you don't beat your players, you know. If you like them, you like them forever.
Cranky, I was of the mind that I would not have. I love Antonio, and you know it, but I would not have put him on the team.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it wasn't like he just broke his toenail.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Now we know he had a bad injury, but he shouldn't have. I don't think he should have come to this competition to start off his career again, because it's too competitive when it comes to such a bad injury. They should give him some friendly games where it's a much easier game and then slowly get him back in. Right. I don't think it was the best thing to do. Push him back in a very difficult region where the refs don't call fouls. Not smart. But maybe they were desperate for his services. So. By the way, Marlon is saying that they have reached out to Bailey because he's been. I know he's been injured for a while. So yeah.
Yeah, he has been injured for a while, but I'm telling you, he's similar. His playing style is very similar to Mikel Antonio. I've been watching this guy.
Okay.
I like his play style.
Okay. Well, that's good. And he's for the future.
Yes, he's a very similar player to Mikel Antonio. The same whole of play, the same. Yeah, they're very, very similar.
Yeah. All right, ma'am.
So
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Mr. Marlon, I'm very happy that someone is doing that. Let's hope that we're doing the same thing for Omari.
I haven't heard about people. I've heard about Bailey in a number of ways. I haven't heard about Omari that much.
No, I've not heard anyone.
But
I guess I'm the only one pushing the fire here.
But I thought the coach said he reached out to him when he first came. Didn't his name come up and he said he reached out?
Listen, Cranky, I don't believe anything that comes out of that man's mouth.
Okay.
Nothing. I don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. I'm sorry. Oh, the young people doesn't want to play. The young people want to play for England. Please.
Yeah, I hear you. That don't think that makes sense. Players want to play where they want to play. Yeah, you can't make any decision about them when. Yeah.
You see, the thing is, Jamaicans are saying that calling them England rejects, and the thing is this: these guys want to play because of their parents. The thing is, those, especially the ones that are born in England, they've got this sense of family and of a kinship with Jamaica that is unbroken. Those who are born in America does not have it the way the Brits do. Living in England, you'd be very, very, very. You'd be very surprised at at how close they cling to country. If you go in my grandaunt's house right now, there's a Jamaican flag in the bay window that's never come down from she's been to England. And Jamaica's and the heritage holds strong in England. very, very strong. So a lot of the kids want to honor their parents, especially if it's a mother. They really do. And that's the reason why they want to play for Jamaica. Not because Jamaica can give them anything. They actually want to honor their family.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Hopefully we can get some of these players that we're trying to get. Some I know we will get. Some we have already gotten. But yeah, it should be a good win. September should be a good month, especially October. Actually.
Well, Kanki, as I remind you, remember the same people that caused these offenses to these young men are still there.
Yes, that is true. Well, not all of them, because Agrams is
so
not here.
I will say temper your. So I'll say temper your expectations.
Well, we'll beat some people if they're not coming, because me know when passport them dropping us. So a different story that. Difference. We don't know when passport dropping us. So we're not have to argue about if we know when passport drop. So then people got to explain why these people are not in the squad. But these are Premier League players that are coming in. These are not even League One players. So it's a different discussion, right?
Okay, Cranky.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see.
All right, Claudine. Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Look, I was told by a good source in the JFF that when it's Premier League players, there's not much argument or discussion because they're proven. You know, some people in the JFF don't believe in League One or League Two players, right? They are receptive to Championship players. They are very comfortable with Premier League players. They don't even dispute those. But some of them are not really having the League One and League Two players. They just don't. They just don't think that they're at the level where they're going to be a differential between them and JPA players, for example. Even though I don't agree with that. Hey, Gunners, there's a story there, Gunners. So I wouldn't say it's a place to go away, Gunners. There's a story there, which is why the player decided to go back to England. So sometimes we beat these players and don't understand their situation. And I was giving a briefing about it, and I probably would have done the same thing that he did. Yeah, Brown man, hold me, Brown man, hold me, Brown man. No, I think we'll be pleased come September, but I think we'd be more pleased come October. We'd be very pleased come September if everything works out the way I expect it to, and if this coach does what he's supposed to do. And the JFF, look, what you guys gotta understand is this. This was a disastrous period, actually, getting after the Gold Cup. Disastrous for the JFF. Good night. Hello?
Good night, Cranky.
Who's this?
Oh, man, you're not a world traveler anymore.
Hi, world traveler, how you doing?
The mother going to tell you, no, sir, world traveler.
Man, no, sir, you sound like Marlon, actually. That's why I have to clear first.
Marlon?
Yeah, you sound like Marlon.
Yeah. So, Cranky.
Yes.
You're supposed to come link me so we can advise the tune later.
So, I was going to come link you. I had some issue with the, I went to Pegasus. I had some issues with them. No, but I didn't have issues with them. I had issues with the hotel. By the time I changed hotel, it was too late to come check you. Because I went there for 2 nights, you know, and I left after 1 night. So I can't stay, sir. I went back to the HD, and by the time I don't figure everything out, couldn't come check you. Because I didn't come back to the country till late Thursday. Right? So then I only had Friday, I leave Saturday. At 1 a.m. Sunday morning, I leave. So Saturday, I have to go to the airport. So yeah, I couldn't come reach you. But I want to come voice the thing, because, you know, I want to come voice the thing. So anytime I come to Jamaica again, man, come look you up, man. I want to come voice the thing, because I want some new music for my thing. I want some new music, because the whole thing me have from last year. I need to spice up. Can't be like JFF, them. Can't be on Dinosaur, and I have to get some new thing. Instead, you know what you can do? Me need a beat. You can't get me a beat.
Who send me a beat, man?
Send me a beat, man. I mean, me voice to the beat. But, well, me just use the beat, because people send me a voice, me forget it up. So me just want the beat, and me can't just use the beat without me having a voice to it.
All right, so what's going on now with, because I'm a real woman, I'm there in the studio right now, I'm left on my phone, I'm here to talk about new players and stuff like that. And what really are going on with them?
No, what I did was I came up with what I call a Jamaica Dream Squad for the World Cup qualifiers coming up. I have on there players we are recruiting and players we should be recruiting, or I should put it this way, players I expect us to be recruiting, given what I've been told. So it's a combination of existing players, players who are papers are in progress, and players who expect us to be recruiting. So it's 26 players, and then I have someone who called honorable mention, meaning they were in the team, they're no longer in the team from where I sit.
You know the problem with me I get from this whole squad thing.
Yeah.
With the coach. World Cup qualifying is what, September, right?
Yes, we start September. It's going to be 3 months: September, October, November. So,
okay.
Yeah.
This man should have him squad already. Them best players, them assemble and playing together. Not this 60-man rotation thing when you still up on. That should be that should have gone a long time ago. See?
Yeah. Well, part of the problem is that the recruiting hasn't been up to snuff, right? So, and also part of the problem also is you realize you're not as good as you think you are. That's part of the problem.
You see, I've been watching a lot of these players, and some of them is not really good. Some of them are really good. They are not good. See, I mean with that dump them on a long time ago. You see, Leon Bailey, I run with that, you know.
Well, you know what? At one point, I almost didn't have Leon in my squad enough, but I want to be realistic that he's going to be there. I could say Leon not being in the squad. If somebody could say Jaden Anthony, if we pursue him, should be a better choice than Leon. Give him a Leon plays.
No, Omar Bell not Omar Bell. Omar Hutchinson.
Yeah,
he's a better fit for Leon Bailey. But you see, Leon, we tell people Leon is a poison to the team. You know? Leon is a good player, great player. We all know that. But when it comes to the national program, Leon just don't perform.
No, he doesn't.
Every now and then he will come with a good thing here and there. But most of the time, him not playing nothing for Jamaica.
Yeah.
And people seem to don't realize that. Seeing there's a Leon Bailey fan club here in Jamaica, you know. No matter what, no care what. These people think he should always be in the squad. I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that, you know. When I talk about Leon, people say I don't like Leon. I'm a bad mind, or whatever you want to call it. But if you're not producing, I can't have him in my team. But I think he's gonna be in the team, so I'm not gonna take him out.
He's not gonna be in it. I know that he's going to be in it.
Yeah.
See? And the coach are playing for 90 minutes.
He played for 70 the last game, but a lot of times he played for a good amount of time.
Because listen, from the Gold Cup start, from we lost to Guatemala, I know we weren't going to. I know that. Even if we beat Panama, we know that we never go to. Because goal average is going to go against us.
Yeah, well, yeah, the last game, you're right. It would have, if we beat them 4-1, they would have gone through though. If we beat them 4-1.
We don't score. We don't score goal. We don't score that much goal.
And we give up goals. So it's a bad combination. Yeah. You don't score, you give up goal. Yeah.
And we give up goals. So we never get, if one Guatemala get that one love.
Yeah.
I knew that we weren't going to.
We shouldn't have lost to Guatemala. They outplayed us. Don't get me wrong, but we shouldn't be losing to Guatemala.
We shouldn't be losing to Guatemala. The first time I beat you at the Gold Cup, you know.
But you know something? In hindsight, it's a good loss. I don't think we would have probably gone to the World Cup qualifiers with a sense of entitlement, with a sense of assurance and comfort, and think we're better than we really are. Or we may have gotten shocked. Now, what we're doing, we are reacting to a really bad situation. We're going to put out all the stops to get the best players we can get. We're going to try to push through to get these players on board. And we're going to try to help the coach as much as possible because he needs all the help he can get to get the best team. Well, they're not firing him. So my understanding is they had a meeting today and not really and them sounding like what I'm doing, but it don't mean nothing.
Listen, I was well in it when Rennie Simmons came to Jamaica. He said Rennie Simmons started at 60-man squad, you know, rotation, you know. But he said as soon as it come down to the nitty-gritty, him having best 25 or 30 players assembled already.
Yeah.
See? So when they come in the 60-man rotation thing, that's a whole thing. That should have done with and gone through the window. Now I'm planning to get new players now. Bringing in new players now, then what? The team still need a gel. because this is Jamaica, and we have never played a good pattern of football.
I think with the players that we can get in the team, we should be able to play a good pattern of football. You just need to provide some guidance to the players about how you want to play.
Well, Omar, I would really feel pleased to know if Omar Hutchinson is coming into the squad on that right flank.
No, he wouldn't be on the right flank tonight. Probably more in the 10 because Mason Green was going to play the right flank.
No,
the right flank is
forward. I would put Mason Green in the striker role.
He's playing on the right now for Marseille. He's playing a little bit hybrid right.
But Mason's good anyway. You put him on the right.
Him good anywhere. But yeah, he's good anywhere. That's true. But you want him to get a lot of service, right? When you play center forward, hard to get service. You get beat up in that position. You want to isolate him on the wing so he has more time and more room to operate. He'll come inside at some point during the game.
All right, see first now. But the hell wrong with that brother?
He's not in my 34 or whatever number I have up here.
The man start a good thing and then the man just like him just turn idiot after that. The man just had to pure foolishness.
Yeah, he's been bad. He's been really bad actually.
Even the game against Guatemala in the World Cup, when the game just started, you didn't see him get a nice ball right on the byline there, the left byline there where him could have easily put it over to Russell.
Yeah, no, he's been bad. He's everyone is saying the same thing, whether it's the professional commentators, whether it's YouTubers, whether it's fans. At some point, they can all be wrong. They can all be wrong.
Yeah, the man was playing good and screwing the ball good, and all of a sudden the man just turn like Lisa boy. He might get left behind, so he want showcase him skill and look lower for himself. And that me see, you know.
Well, I don't know if what it is, but maybe people if you give assists and don't score, you're still gonna look good enough, right?
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's that's the
thing.
Good.
But I believe him feel like say he needs some glory himself to say my child look goal.
Yeah, but he's not making the right decision, and it's becoming very clear, and fans are very frustrated with him, and he's gonna pay the price for it. I think he's gonna pay the price for it.
Well, yeah, he definitely should pay the price for it.
He's not in my 34. I'm sure the coach may think about putting him in, but if the coach picked the team the right way, yeah.
The thing is that he's a good player. We need speedy players like him on the flanks. You understand? It's just that somebody has to just sit him down and talk to him and let him know.
No. The talking done. World travel. Talking done.
Talking done. No.
Talking done. Yeah, talking done. We can't. If you talk to your kid 24/7 and you keep doing the same thing, at some point you have to say, you know what? We gotta try a different method. My method is no playing time. You learn from no playing time. You learn from not being in the squad at all, because he's not in my squad at all. At all.
All right, no. To the midfield now.
Yeah.
Are we going to get some serious midfield players? I'm talking about not players who are midfielders, and I'm talking about players who can play in the middle.
We don't have a lot of options there, right? Hayden going to come back. John Russell going to come back. I think we need to bring Ravel back. Bobby Reed come off injury, he's back. I am pushing, I'm hoping and looking. And I think they're going to have the conversation with Dwight McNeil to see if they can convince him to not focus on England anymore, because he may not get into the England team ever, and to try to come to Jamaica. Because I think he'd be a huge difference for us. Janiro Johnson, who's at Ajax, who's very, very young, a lot of potential, has had conversations, so we'll see where that goes. And then Lati, to me, is a utility player who we can use in different positions. But I do think Dwight McNeil is the big catch that we really need to pursue with vigor and with some sense, so we can convince him to join. Because if we get Dwight McNeil, he solves a lot of problems in midfield. I mean, he had a bad injury last year. I think he was out for like 5 months. But he's now back in the Everton team. He's the one who took Gray's game at Everton. On the wing, now he was playing 8 at one point. He played wing. He played the 10. He can play a lot of different positions. So he gives you the versatility you're looking for. And he's also, the good thing about him, he's a hard worker. He runs all day. He's not a player who's going to be like Gray or Bailey, go back when they feel like it.
Well, the thing is, we have to be careful when we talk about these players playing in England, because
we pass some stage, man. We pass some stage.
When you come to Jamaica, boss, them don't look as well as good as
some of them. I would agree. Some of them I think they get acclimated, right? When Hayden first came, people were very critical. Now they're saying he's indispensable, right? So some come and they get acclimated, whether it's the field or the weather or the region or the style of play or the referee. They have to find a way to adapt. But you can see, we see Moisey of Oldgate, Moisey of Hayden, they're getting better. So you hope that by next time they come, that adaptation will be much more embedded and then they'll be in a better place.
But man, so them need to get used to this condition down here.
Yeah.
It's a different thing in England, you know. Now what Cameron say, I travel to the UK, you know, and I live in Jamaica. So I know how the system there in terms of the weather and stuff like that. It's always cool there. No matter what it is, it's always cool.
That's why I think when the guys went to Texas the other day, which was extremely hot, they probably struggled just with the weather. I think the weather was a big deal for them.
Let me tell you something. Jamaica, the Reggae Boyz, this is something I noticed with them from a long time. Whenever they don't see fans, they don't play well.
Yeah.
In the Unity Cup, the stadium is full of Jamaican fans, and they play with, right?
Yeah.
Against Guatemala, you could always do maybe about 10 Jamaicans in one, and look how bad they play.
Yeah, and Guatemala had a lot of their fans there, right? So yeah.
Yeah, and Panama is the same thing. I know the US, the Gold Cup, they always put Reggae Boyz in cities that they can find Jamaicans.
Yeah.
They don't put us in New York or maybe even put us in DC, the DC era.
No, they're not coming to the East Coast or Florida. Well, it wasn't great in Orlando during COVID when we were playing, but it was COVID time. But they don't bring them to East Coast as much, yeah. In the competition anyway, yeah.
Yeah, they always do that because they've no so weak without fans. We don't play well when we don't have fans in the stadium.
Well, I hope we do better because the fans in Jamaica are not guaranteed.
Well, the whole thing is that I have no doubt that they're not going to play well in this World Cup qualifiers. The thing is that I don't want them to go to a place like Trinidad and falter.
Right.
Because from long time, I like Trinidad.
Yeah, I know because
you hear me express my thing already.
I know that they pull you up because of some camouflage thing, right?
Yeah, not only that. See, it's all MBF towards Jamaicans. Understand? See,
well, I think Trinidad, Jamaica, but we have this MOU with Trinidad. Them all right, man.
Yeah, and Curacao.
Yeah,
regardless of the big coach them have and them have Dutch players, we still can beat them. We can't get around them easy.
I don't know about easy, but I would hope that if we get the team in place, that we can do so. I don't know about easy. We know we can beat them, but I'm just saying I don't think it's gonna be easy. It's not gonna be an easy run as we think it is. As we prove in the Gold Cup, we gotta get better. And we better hope they don't get much better.
But same like how Nicaragua will nick them the 2-1. We see how we can nick them in their own country too.
Yeah, but it's a different team, you know. The Curacao just draw with Canada, you know. It's a different team.
So
it's a different team and a better team. Canada beat Honduras 6 and they gonna draw with Canada. And they could have actually won that. They could have actually won that game. You know, Canada didn't play their strongest 11, but yeah.
But we don't have in this Reggae Boyz a leader.
No, we have leader, man. Bobby Reid a leader.
No.
Bobby Reid a leader.
Who?
Bobby Reid.
Bobby Reid?
Yeah.
No leader in our squad, man. We talk about somebody who can look on a man and show him a screw face and make him know say man mess up.
Them days are done in football, you know. Nobody's afraid of nobody anymore, you know. There's no Roy Keane and man. No, there's no. Tell me which team you see, man. Tell me which team you know in the world. No way, man. Becoming face and a man.
Because back then we used to have Pepe.
Yeah.
But
you guys are back in the days. Tell me in football today where you can see a man a bad of a man. Like you see, Roy Keane used to do with man. You them think they're not doing it now, man. Everybody a bad man nowadays. Everybody a bad man. Nobody not take no bad up from nobody. In Jamaica team, Low may be the one who's a more enforcer than anybody else, actually. But Bobby Reid, I think, lead by example and lead by his effort and lead by, how he operates. So people take their leadership in different ways. Some people are much more vocal. Others lead by example. And you probably just need a more example leadership than the more vocal person who may not do exactly what he's saying. So, yeah.
I know, man. In basketball, they have this player them call the garbage player.
Yeah.
Rough up man in the middle. So that we need now a Reggae Boyz squad a midfielder,
Don't we have that? Don't load rough up man and then.
No man, logo about it a different way, man. Logo forget card.
No. Actually, we have somebody in the team who does that. We have somebody in the team who does that. You don't see that player?
Who is that player?
No, you tell me you don't see that player?
I don't see that player.
Watch your Latin player.
No man, I don't rate him either, man.
Yeah, but you can't. But we just talk about garbage man who rough up people.
But I don't see him as a garbage man. You understand? Them put him on the right wing back. I don't see him as a garbage man.
Lati play physical, man. Bad. Physical, bad. You go watch again. You know watch again.
I know the thing is, him the skillful on the ball either too. You understand? When they play with skillful on the ball, him can take it and turn quick.
Yeah, but that's not a garbage player. You confuse yourself now. First you say a garbage
How am I confusing myself? Check a Charles Walkley. Check a Charles Walkley.
Charles Walkley was not a big time player. Charles was an enforcer. He can't score. He can't rebound. Yes, he can't score. No, he can't score. He can't score. No. Wasn't a good scorer, wasn't a good passer. Good rebounder, physical, good, decent defense. Garbage players are not skillful. Garbage players are not against nobody. Garbage players are the ones who are going to be making sure that they protect their teammates and they apply pressure physically. That's what garbage players do. They're not skill.
You know this every time when we break away from the Guatemala, in that Guatemala game, them hold and then pull the jersey and not one yellow card show.
Yeah, the referees are awful. In CONCACAF, awful. Amari Bell almost had his entire shirt torn off. No yellow
These
card.
are things of planning and breaching. And JFF don't talk about those things, or referee treat, those Central America referees,
Yeah, I don't know if they're planned, but at the end of the day, they need to do a better job of calling those things. I'm not sure why the JFF wouldn't point that out also to CONCACAF to say these things cannot be allowed to keep going on. It's nonsense.
Right, throughout the match, the man must have pull back the man and no man not getting a yellow card.
Yeah. No, not even one time. Yeah, they did it like 3 or 4 times in the game.
And the coach don't talk about those things in press conference.
Well, he doesn't want to seem like he's whining about losing, right? Because you got to be very careful about what you say. Because if you do, someone's going to say you're making excuses. So we would all beat him to say he's making excuses. So I'm glad he didn't talk about it.
You glad?
Yeah. Because if he did, we'd beat him. We'd say, you know what, we lost. That's the reason why we lost. So we should, but you're right that the refs don't call the game the right way. They don't.
Yes, don't you think if yellow card did a shot, maybe two man could get red card?
Yeah, it's possible, but that's not how they call it.
Why shouldn't he talk about it?
But that's not how CONCACAF operate. They play physical. They allow physical play. It's not our game alone. Go watch the other games. All right, World Boss. We'll talk, World Boss.
World Traveler, man.
I'm sorry. What? World Boss? Okay, World Traveler. World Traveler.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm confused with the so-called World Boss. I'm confused. All right, World Traveler.
Let's go, man. Yeah. I respect, cool. Man. Yeah, man. Cool.
Right, cool. People, let me just say, I thought somebody was going to join us, but I don't see him yet. So let me just take some of these comments. Someone say, wait, hold up. So Chris says, so we never talk about football education. Education what Jamaican players lacking. Dixon, Cephas, King, busy. They're just not educated. It's not the player's fault, by the way. It's not the player's fault. It is those who are running this organization. Good night. Hello.
Hello. Good night.
Good night.
I realized that I was calling you earlier on, and then you decline my call, and then somebody has called right after me you answer. But anyway.
No. Back up.
I was wondering if
back up. No. Back up. I don't operate that way. So here's what happens, which you guys must realize. You're calling when somebody's on the phone. I don't drop somebody to take another call. I don't do that, right? So if you call when somebody's on the phone, if the person hung up and somebody called in between, I pick up the call that just come in. Now, sometimes what I do more recently is I've been like with Cataract, for example, I told him, this person call in, they got to go before you, so you got to wait, right? But sometimes it's hard trying to manage how many calls coming in simultaneously because a lot of people calling when they know somebody's calling on the phone, they're still calling. And you're okay. I assume he's trying to one off timing, but yeah, no, I don't do that.
Anyway, good. Cranky. When we see that list here, when we see you put up that list here, may I say, what? A dream team this month. It's a dream team this month. But then when me hear you go down United and say, boy, them players, some of them players, not even get contacted yet.
Yeah, there's about 1, 2 who have been contacted yet. Right? There's a couple who have not been contacted. Most of the other ones have been contacted, and some are going through the process. Yes.
But listen to your Cranky. I can tell you the 5 person that don't get.
So you don't have to talk about them then. There's no talk about them then. Talk about them. If you know, then keep it to yourself.
No, what on there? No, what on there? Me don't know them.
I not admit or deny anything.
No, you're not have to do it. You're not have to do it. Just listen. You're not have to do it.
Okay.
Dwight McNeil, Cameron Archer, Jordan Johnson, Tyreece Mitchell, Light Kelly.
But I've never said. Is that your perspective? Never said. What else say? I can't say nothing. As I said before, I'm not going to deny or confirm anything. So you can't walk away saying Cranky said XYZ. No,
yeah. Okay, all right.
You can't say me say nothing.
No, I know that these are the guys because I listened very carefully, and when you said if they can contact this player, when they talk about Cranky, I have to listen to you deeply, because I get sense out of nonsense, So we know.
It's not all of them. I've only mentioned maybe 2 that way that I can recall so far.
Well, but yeah, man. But say Junior Johnston and Cameron Archer and Dwight McNeil and Tyreece Mitchell. Say them the people are not ready yet. See,
yeah.
But you can't.
Well, I'm not going to admit whether they're ready or not. I would say is this: I expect us to get 4 or 5 by September, and I expect us to pursue the others and get them by October. If not, we're not getting them. So yeah.
Okay, so before that, you're getting in September.
Marlon said there's only 1 player on the list, which then mean it's more than Marlon. We haven't contacted. It's more than one Marlon. I know you say Marlon, but in my view, it's more than 1. Maybe it's 2. You say 1, Mr. 2.
Okay, so the September persons are what?
RD, you asked me something I can't tell you. What you going to know with the RD? I don't understand,
No, man, I just reason where I reason.
Yeah, we have a reason, but me can't tell you. You're going to tell me to tell you.
No, me not say you. Me say me.
Okay. You talk to yourself. You're a madman. You talk to yourself. Right, go on. It's a madman. Them downtown Kingston and walk by themselves and talk themselves. Go on.
You can't be a good politician. You can
No, I'm a poor politician. I'll be the worst of a politician. Politicians should always be in control. They should never get angry. They should always listen. I don't do that. I don't do those things really well. When I get upset, everybody knows. As a politician, should always be in control. Always.
All right. I'm going to ask you something, sir. And you tell me if I'm wrong. So in September, we'll have Mason Greenwood. We would have Max Aaron. We would have Mason Greenwood. We would have Max Aaron.
We're going to have Harry Kane. We're going to have Cole Palmer. We're going to have...
No.
We're going to have all of them. Yeah.
I was, but me kind of pick it up still. But on a more serious level, what if we get all these players and then the JFF decides boy them still are gonna use the program to sell or to to highlight players, local players and stuff like that. Because
no. You don't understand. The coach has been told that they're not happy with his performance. The coach would not give a damn about who wants to be sold anymore because his job is on the line. Right? So I don't think the coach have any choice but to do what is necessary. He can't afford to play no more game.
You have to remember say speed a bad man, When I say bad man, I mean what him say it goes,
Like I said before, the coach job is on the line. The coach job is on the line. He knows his job is on the line. Plus, you know what? The coach want better players anyway. The coach want better players.
Yeah, I know. I know, but you have to remember this, that Mr. Speed unpick this man, you know. You understand? Unpick this man. So you don't know if I tell a man say, listen to me, man. Me know say people
Maybe he was telling him that, but that needs to change.
Okay.
Maybe he was telling him that. I mean, that's how we saw a busy signal. I don't know. We saw busy in the team. We saw kicking the team. We don't know what was said. Rudolph has come out and said in a number of different forums he doesn't get involved in picking the team. Right? So we'll take him at his word. He said this on Maverick channel. He said it more recently that he doesn't pick the team. He doesn't. And even when Maverick talked about he would not have picked the squad in the midfield that he did, Rudolph made a little bit joke about that. Right? He made a joke about that, which is I would do that for Cavaliers. So yeah.
Yeah, but look here. It is so amazing, Cranky, that Busy went overseas and the man couldn't make it overseas and come back at Jamaica, right? And still get picked in the nationals over someone where try and proven we are at a higher league. These things are very puzzling. They're not
puzzling. What do you mean they're puzzling?
Oh.
They're not puzzling.
Somebody with sense or look at football knowledge. Because I don't know a lot about football, you know. You know?
Oh, you like me? You like me?
Yeah, I don't know what about football, but me know say when the ball kick is either you control it and then you pass it and then you go towards your opponent net. Maybe that's all me know about football.
Right.
But somebody with football in sense, bro, where I've been in this, especially the coach, I've been all over in different team and for England, I don't know we nothing still, you know, cause the only trophy me see him hold on for when Ferguson did win for Manchester United, and me see him get a well.
No man, he won a trophy with FC20, man. He won a trophy with FC in Holland.
With FC20.
Long time ago though.
All right, so stand correction. But hear me as a Cranky. Just see, and him a coach a team, you know. At the next black coach, man, Meran Garden.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. In every Cranky, in every game when me see, a Meran Garden, me see I get instruction on the sideline.
Yes, he does give a lot of instruction.
And then him come in and whisper in Meran ears and Meran say something to him, and then you see him start make some hand signal. He man never voice the call out to him player them. So why it have to change, Cranky, and it have to JFF. May I beg Mr. Speed, please, and Mr. Ricketts, before me go, Mr. Ricketts, sir, what position, what is your role in the JFF? You just a symbol? Like you just up there like a mannequin and everybody just do things and you can't say anything. You know, no power can't stop certain things. I do certain things, sir.
Well,
come on, man.
Yeah,
come on, man.
He needs to do a better job of leading.
Yes, man. So you see what I'm talking about, Cranky. Football now no leadership. Coaching staff now no leadership. JFF now no leadership. So everything just crumble. Everything come like some cheese you crush up in a bag.
Yeah, it's an interesting time.
Mr. Ricketts, please, sir. Please, Mr. Ricketts. Step up, man. Jamaica pride is at stake here, man. Me want to see Jamaica go back to another World Cup, brother. I'm tired of the feeling. It seems like I'm not tired of feeling. Like, I'm not no shame, not no ambition. But me have a little pride, you know. So me I beg on the man. Just make the coach picking team and just make the coach play inside and stop intervening, man. All right, here, Cranky. Bless up yourself,
man, Arden. Thanks for the call. Yeah, man, bless.
Yeah, man. All right.
So, Arden, with besieging the JFF and especially the president to operate in a leadership capacity to ensure that we operate independent and we do the right thing as it relates to our players and potential recruits, treat them like people, show some empathy here. Before the game, I was talking about the other day on my program, that the empathy, which is an imperative for athletes or for any individual period, needs to be exercised more by the organization, and it's not done as well as it should. Eagles. So big deal said a lot of things in the thing. A big deal. No, big deal. Everything you tell me is a big deal. We don't know already, no big deal. In fact, something you say big deal is not accurate. Something you're saying, well, no, it's not accurate. It's accurate, but things have moved on sometimes. Right? Okay, you look like you have your source too. Okay, everybody seems to have them source. Some things you're saying have moved on. We're in a different place. And Marlon have most, if not all, of the information, frankly. But Marlon know more than I do about some of these situations. Marlon, how you doing? Marlon, you know, come on program in the Marlon. Marlon, we talked about this. I haven't seen you on my program, Marlon. What's the story? In Marlon, where there? In our chat? No, see you in the Marlon. Don't see people, by the way. We only have 160 likes out of 260 people. Those numbers. And ain't the bad thing about that, people. So that means about 100, more than 100 persons have not hit the like button. But when you first came in the chat, there was a question. Have you hit the like button? So you must have said no, because over 100 now, no, haven't hit the like button. So you must have said no when you came in, which is not a good thing. Now I keep getting the Louis Baker question. People's my understanding. I don't know what the story is. I heard Louis Baker was way in the process. He was going through a different process I'm familiar with. And it's gone silent since then. Zero. Don't know what happened. But I know his was a complex case. Haven't heard anything about it. That's why he's not on my list. It's gone cold turkey. But as you guys said, Cephas is not on my list. Palmer is not on my list. They're not on my list for a reason. At least from my own perspective, which is, if I was the coach and I'm making a decision, given the quality I have, they just don't make the grade. And I thought through all the position. If I want a 10, I'm going to use Dwight McNeil or I'm going to use Ravel. If I want a 6, I'm going to use Lati Johnson. If he decide to come, I'm going to use Hayden. If I want an 8, I'm going to use John Russell. I'm going to use Bobby Reed. I'm going to use Ravel. I could use a bunch of different stuff. So it's a very interchangeable midfield where each of the midfielders there can play multiple positions. My hope is that we can convince McNeil to come. He may say, look, I'm only 26 years old. Still have time for England. So you never know. But if we can convince him to come, that's a big deal, people. Big deal. Because you saw John Russell in the tournament. John Russell was playing like he's playing 10 or forward. He wasn't playing midfield. He wasn't doing his defensive work. He was going too forward too much. And we don't have the bodies in midfield that we need to ensure that we can protect our back four. But yeah. Oh, Lord. By the time Ketara come, me done gone off a program already. Because I now stay along with people. Ketara tell me, say, I watch a track and field, which I have on my board here. So him can't come in. Him have him one list. So him want me to wait upon him. For him come in first and then watch the TV while him do it. Him want to come in for him time when it's almost 10 o'clock. Good night. Buenos noches.
Good night. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, welcome. Who am I speaking to?
Christy.
Christy. What do you have to say, Christy?
If this coach is retained and the structure around the team is not changed, I don't think the team will qualify. You seem to be of the opinion that the spoken to that the coach, would have received, will serve to change his mind and, and makes him differently. But there are some structural issues that if those things are not changed, spoken to will not help. Number one, will the coach have a free hand to pick his own staff? Will that change?
They're trying to get him help.
No. It's not a matter of getting help. The people who are there now, can you fire those people and hire people? Because the people who are there now, those are not the coach's people. For example, Miran Garden has been foisted upon him. Personally for me, if you cannot fire someone, you don't have control over that person.
Okay.
So that will not change. Are we going to get players to solve the midfield issues? I've not heard you mention any player who's going to come in to solve the midfield problem.
So you have been watching my program then?
No. You talk about what he's supposed to return. What's his name? The one who was there and he's not there anymore now. Hayden is going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard you mention midfielders before who I think are not world class.
So we don't have any world class midfielders with diaspora background. None. We don't have any world class midfielders at all with diaspora background. In fact, we don't even have any in the African nation, apart from say Partey, for example. We don't have a ton of them. And Didi's not world class. Partey is probably the only one I could deem world class. If I go across the entire African related, even if you put the Caribbean in that mix, tell me one other world class midfielder in the Premier League who is world class. There's a lot of good ones. One at Brighton is good, but some South American one like Caicedo you could say. But I'm talking about from Africa or the Caribbean. I don't know any apart from Partey. Maybe you do. We don't have anything to get. Is what point I'm trying to make. We don't have anything to get.
And okay. So do you think midfielders are going to come in to kind of to improve the team to a particular level that will get us through?
I think the players we're bringing in will get us through. But go ahead.
Because what I have learned is that getting the players does not mean they're going to be on the pitch.
But the players are coming will be on the pitch because they're that level.
Or it does not mean they're going to be playing in the appropriate position to enable them to succeed.
So which players play that position? Most of the players play in position. In our position.
But Demari Gray will play the 10.
Right, because he wanted to fit Cephas on the left.
But exactly, that's my point.
But I'm saying, but Demari Gray also played on the left.
Yes, but my point is the coach put Demari Gray in a position that he's not suited for. He wasn't suited for to accommodate a particular situation. What's going to stop that from occurring again? What's his name? Lowe was put in the midfield. Lasibodi was put in the midfield, and those two players are not adequate in that position, to transition from defense to midfield to forward to make the team potent. So in my opinion, getting these players does not guarantee that they're going to actually be playing in a efficient manner. They may not play, or if they play, they might be playing out of position. I can only, the best way to judge a person is go by their resume. And we have seen what the coach has done before. What's going to stop him from doing the same thing again?
Well, what normally stops you is failure. Right? If you keep doing the same thing, you keep failing, that means it's your, So failure normally make you want to change.
But if the coach is retained, that means the JSF will conclude that the coach has not failed, and the failure is because of auxiliary issues. If the coach is retained, that means the JSF will have concluded that the failure is not because of the coach personally, it's because of auxiliary issues. Because if you come to the conclusion that the coach has failed, you will fire the coach.
Right. Yeah. I gotta leave you though. I have to close the program down. I do have to run. But I appreciate the call. I appreciate the call. People, I gotta run. People, something came up. I have to run. I was gonna stay for 10 more minutes, but I have to run. Let me just say this first of all. Thanks for being here. You can copy my list. I think my list good. I don't care what nobody want to say. I think my list good. I'll print it out. I think my list is good. I think my list will work. Yes, there's some people missing. There's Palmer missing. There is Cephas missing. But hey, what you do? Can't pick everybody, So look on this list. A lot of them people will be with us between now and October. Some in September. So, it's a good thing. Bless up, everyone. Thanks for being here. Before you leave, please hit the like button. please subscribe. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you being on the channel. And have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. All right, peace out. Frankie Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk, and it's free, yo. Frankie Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Frankie Life, tell them. Frankie Life, heed them. Frankie Life, want them. Frankie Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Cranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Cranky Life, tell them. Cranky Life, heed them. Cranky Life, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life, where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Cranky Life, get to know the name because Cranky analysis is never lame. Cranky Life, give me my Cranky Life. I want my Cranky Life. Must have my Cranky Life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Cranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat, and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Cranky Life. Tell them, Cranky Life. Heed them, Cranky Life. Want them, Cranky Life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Cranky Life. Tune into Cranky Life. Like up Cranky Life. Subscribe to Cranky Life. Cranky Life coming to you on weekdays. Cranky Life sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Cranky will always bring the heat. Cranky Life. Me say fi tell them Cranky Life. Me say fi heed them Cranky Life. On them Cranky Life. Cranky Life will be around. Cranky Life is the best in town. Me say fi heed them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi heed them. Want them, heed them, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Heed them, want them, heed them, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Heed them, want them, heed them, want them, heed them, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Cranky. Heed them, want them, heed them, want them. Heed, want, heed them.